This is it. All right, so Rey Fénix is flying through the air. Okay, that's something that Rey Fénix does all the time. And now Moxley's the one that's got to catch him. And he comes down on Moxley. I mean, this is really up to Moxley to catch Rey Fénix properly and land. Like, I don't know. Rey Fénix is the one who should be getting hurt here. Jon Moxley is really the one that should be making sure that Rey Fénix doesn't land like on the fucking steps or something. But what happens here is that Jon Moxley hits his head on the goddamn concrete and his head bounces. And you can see it come down very unfortunately here, but I don't think we can blame Rey Fénix for this. This is a spot a lot of wrestlers have done, and it has not resulted in a concussion. But this is the beginning of the end. So right from here, everything after this, Jon Moxley is knocked the fuck out. You can tell by the look on his face that he's been knocked silly. Like, yeah, he's not like, right, you can just look at him. He's just out of it. He's entirely out of it. He's got a faraway stare. His hands like twitching. This did not go well. Right here, you know, somebody probably should have stepped in, had a word with Moxley, and check him to make sure he's in his right mind. This thing was already off the rails, and it's only just started. So this is weird. I couldn't hear this in the arena when I was there, but Excalibur is calling out on commentary, and he's like, Moxley looks weird. He isn't behaving right. His bell got rung. Like, so they knew something was up. I feel like there was an out here. I feel like there was an out. Why weren't we taking the out? Why didn't we take this cue and slow down the match and have someone check him out? What the fuck are we doing? Why are you going to call it out on commentary but not react to it in the ring if it's IRL? Oh my God. Here it is. Here it is. This is it. This is it. Boom. So now that I'm watching this back, I'm pretty well convinced that this is the one that did in Moxley. It was this pile driver from Fénix, and I don't want to speculate that this was a receipt from an earlier pile driver that Moxley delivered to Fénix. I mean, it could have just been... What I've heard is that Moxley being taller than Fénix, really this isn't the right kind of maneuver to hit on him. Like, the pile driver in general is a very iffy maneuver. It works better when it's a tall guy hitting it on a smaller guy because you can conceal it better. And a split-legged pile driver is very risky. So it's like the riskiest kind of pile driver to kind of deliver to a guy who was already kind of knocked for a loop at the start of the match. It didn't look like Moxley recovered. It did not look like Moxley was knocked for a loop for the entire match. He was not on spaghetti legs the whole time. But right here, he's out. He's like out IRL right here. This is it. It's done. And everybody kind of knew it because we all got real quiet. You see, and Knox is so bad right here. This was so awkward. Because you could tell, it was on a big screen. We could tell there's no space between his shoulder and the mat. There is no way on the planet Earth that Moxley's shoulders are up off that mat. That is fucking absurd. He is knocked the fuck out, and Rick Knox is looking directly at him. And you can see all the audience behind here. You can't see it real well on this screen, but I can see it real well looking at it right here on this laptop. And everyone is looking up at the screen like, what the fuck? Rick Knox, are you fucking crazy? So yeah, I was shocked. I didn't know what the hell was going on. And it looked like to me, from my vantage point, looking at the big, because this was blown up huge right in front of my face, I was like, what are they possibly pulling here? And now I hear that Moxley tells Rick Knox, just count it. And it's ignored. And I believe he also tells him, fuck you, at a certain point. So that's wild. Fucking wild. And they're going to do it again. And the second one does look worse. The second one honestly looks worse. I don't know what the fuck is... You should have never picked him back up. Oh my fucking God. This is going to be remembered right up there with Matt Hardy dumping his head onto the concrete and them carrying on with the match for like another 5 minutes. Like, come on, guys. What the fuck is this? I like how you literally have a guy in the audience who has a fucking neck brace on. It's like extra painful to that guy. Jesus Christ. And then, like, does Rey Fenix even want to be the fucking champion this way? Dude, I think Alex just shit himself. You can see Alex Abrahante's face here. He's just wide mouthed. He's like, what the fuck is going on? This is nuts. I feel like they don't tell him anything. I feel like Alex thought maybe this was actually the finish. Alex didn't know ahead of time. For Alex, this is real. And Phoenix just won clean. Oh my God. And don't wrench him back. Don't wrench him back. Oh God. And then Moxley laid here for a very long time. They turned the fucking lights out, dude. They literally found like the one guy in the arena who had like a Pentagon mask on. They like scouted him out. They scouted out the one guy with the Pentagon, with the Lucha Brothers mask on. And they're like, we're going to have to cut to him because everyone else has just shit their pants about Moxley. Literally everyone else is terrified that Moxley is dead. Didn't hear what Excalibur said during the botch, during the Rick Knox bullshit count. Did anyone hear that shit? I wanted to hear commentary. I don't know. Do they have Rey Fenix drop the belt? Oh my God. Yeah, what do they say about this? Excalibur said, I don't know. I don't know. Moxley must have twitched. That man was knocked the fuck out. Knocked the fuck out. Oh my God. Oh my fucking God. Moxley must have twitched. Get the fuck out of here. Wow. Moxley must have twitched. What? So now if someone has you covered and your shoulders are pinned to the mat, but you twitch, your nose, I guess, you can just stop the count. You don't have to kick out anymore, guys. You can just have involuntary twitching and they'll stop the count. I mean, Excalibur must have thought they were going to stop the fucking match. Like, I think the shocking part is that Rey Fenix picked him back up and dropped him on his head again. And that Rick Knox didn't just put up the fucking sign to end the goddamn match. Like, just end the fucking match. You could still give the belt to Phoenix. You didn't have to have a 3 count. Or just fucking count to 3. He was already there. Oh my God, it's like the worst case scenario happened. They picked the worst outcome. was a choose your own adventure, and they picked the worst option. Eddie's going to be such a better champion. Oh my God. Ring of Honor TV is going to be so good for so many reasons. Should I spoil Rampage? Do you guys, I mean, I just spoiled it by saying that you already know what happens on Rampage now. Dude, what are they doing with Ring of Honor? What is happening? Are they going to try to make that like must-watch internet? I don't know, man. That show's about to get good as fuck. Sammy versus Jericho. I normally would be upset to see a Jericho win, but oddly enough, I was not upset with this and where it went on Rampage the next night, which they filmed right after this, so I did get to see Rampage. I have all the spoilers. I don't know when I'm going to drop this video, but yeah, I really like where this is going. I like where this is headed. I think it's interesting. I think it's going to be good for Sammy. I think it's definitely going to be good for Sammy to get away from Jericho. And I think it's going to be better for him to be with Don Callis for a bit. Maybe not for as long as he was with Jericho, but the heat transfer from Don Callis, anyone that stands next to Don Callis becomes the most hated person in wrestling, because Don Callis is the most hated person in wrestling, and he's able to transfer that heat with one touch. And what a great guy to give it to. Sammy Guevara has been putting in great work since day one in AEW. So to get the most massive heat possible, and we're setting up, so a little bit of spoilers here, but we're kind of setting up the two most over people in all of AEW with the most hated people in all of AEW. This is going to make a very good main event at a future pay-per-view that should really elevate Sammy Guevara up to the main event status. I don't see how this doesn't become, if not a main event, like a co-main event or a very notable moment in wrestling history. I'm excited about it. I think this turned out great. Yes, I would have liked to have seen Sammy win here, but I was there live, and this audience, they were behind Jericho 100%. So a win here from Sammy, just, it wouldn't have had the right feel. It wouldn't have been the right time. Sammy's going to get that win on Jericho, but maybe like in his hometown where he's going to get the right reaction. Here, when Jericho put Sammy in the walls, man, everybody just wanted him to break Sammy. People were so far behind Jericho. So it was a great time for this betrayal because it hit the hardest. It gave Sammy the most heat possible. Sammy is just really hated right now, more than he probably ever has been. It's the kind of heat that Sammy's been trying to generate since 2019. Sammy has never really turned face. He doesn't seem to be ready to do it. I think Sammy can be a great face, but he seems determined to be stuck on this heel kind of aggravating character. I think he's actually much better as a genuine character, like when you see kind of the real Sammy that was on All Access. I think that's a Sammy that I'm more interested in seeing, but I want to see where this goes, and I'm excited by it. I mean, you could be nice to Rick Knox, and I could be nice right now and say, like, I don't know how I would react. I don't know how I would react. I'm not a fucking trained referee, right? He's supposed to be a trained referee who is supposed to know how to react. That's his whole fucking job, is to know what to do when someone appears to be injured in the ring, and this man didn't know what the fuck to do when someone appeared to be injured in the ring. He made the worst call possible. What the fuck? What I like about the AEW audience is that we're so in touch with our feelings and we're so protective of people with mental health issues that slapping Toni Storm turned Saraya into a mega heel. Everyone went to being kind of indifferent towards her to hating her with every fiber of their being when it seems like she was taking advantage of someone who had some clear mental health issues. And we became so behind Toni Storm here. It was truly devastating to us that she didn't take home the W on this one. This should have been it. This should have been it. She plants the kiss on Saraya, lands the Storm Zero, and this should have been it. What a moment. And this should be all anyone's talking about. We shouldn't be talking about concussions. We should be talking about lesbian kisses and Toni Storm being the champion. Oh my God, this night has gone horribly wrong. Dude, I honestly feel like it's the Acclaimed all over again. Like Toni is just getting this thing over. And I feel like we're having another moment like that as well, where we had that match with the Acclaimed versus Swerve in Our Glory, and they didn't get the win. And like everybody was like, why didn't you have them win? Everybody was so pumped up at the pay-per-view, right? And then they had them win at Grand Slam. So like, I guess we're going to have to run this back at the pay-per-view and do it the right way. What a missed opportunity, man. The audience is so into this. What I like the most about MJF as a face is that he gets over all the most heel moves, and the crowd was here for it. New York wouldn't have cared if MJF pulled a gun out and just shot Samoa Joe. We would still cheer it. He could do the most heelest behavior possible, and we would cheer him. Hit him with rings, choke him with chains, cheat to win all you want. And MJF is somehow still the number one babyface in the company. This is genius. How much better would this show be? It was in the same fucking spot as Moxley earlier. So how much better would the show be if they would have just put like a crash pad down right there in that spot? Then Moxley wouldn't have got a concussion. Adam Cole wouldn't have sprained his ankle. Just put a crash pad down beside the ramp, guys. Protect your wrestlers. Jesus Christ. So that's it for AEW Grand Slam. It was a fantastic show. After they cut the lights there, MJF did come on the microphone and he did tell all of us to make sure to go out next time and buy your tickets early, New York. He didn't want to do all the promotional work that he had to do. Fantastic show. I would definitely buy my tickets much earlier next time. Venue was super weird, but super nice. There's no place to park around Arthur Ashe Stadium. So if you're going to go to Arthur Ashe Stadium, make sure you scout out parking ahead of time. Don't go there and intend to wing it because they will not help you. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed this kind of review of the show, reaction, whatever the hell this is. There's a lot of other great videos on this channel, so make sure you check them out. And Grave Diggers. Thanks for everybody for being here live as well. We do this every Thursday at like 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We usually watch Dynamite, and sometimes we play AEW Fight Forever as well. But this was kind of a special one, so I just wanted to mostly talk about the show. So, yeah, that's it, everybody. Hope you liked it. Grave Diggers, keep digging.